David. Alright. 3, 2, 1, and go. And I have to apologize ahead of time. It's a good chance that we don't get Death Tube immediately. So, for those of you... even more quests. Even more runs. Yeah, boy. For those of you who don't know, I'm going to be attempting to do a glitch called Death Dupe. I'm saying attempting because it's kind of reliant on RNG. I need to get some good encounters. So what we're going to do, we're going to get down to really low HP. 3, 2, or 1. 1 is very preferable. We're going to have, hopefully, less than 6 agility, and definitely less than 8 agility. We need to do an initiative glitch. You can get into an encounter whenever you're moving. If I open the spell menu while I'm running, you actually slide a little bit. In that time, you can get into an encounter. So we want to do that in a specific spot, which is on top of a spirit. We want to get that initiative glitch into an encounter with an enemy that has higher agility than us. At about a second into the encounter, I'm going to cast a spell. The game will go, well, that's weird. And I'm going to run away from the enemy and press R, open up my item menu. The enemies will then attack twice before it would be my turn again. Preferably, I will be outside of the encounter. I will take lethal damage. Once I hear the death audio, I will then use an item. The healing item. The game freaks out. If I do it as fast as I possibly can, I get 8 seconds to mash and pick up the spirit as many times as I want. If I was a TAS, I could pick up the spirit 96 times. Yes, 96 times, which is insane. Almost 50% of the amount of spirits you need to max your spirits from one thing. Most likely, if I get the good Death Dupe, it'll be closer to about 70. And if we don't make it out of the encounter, and we die and then heal, the enemies will both take an additional turn, and then you try to get out as quickly as you can. If it's not a great Death Dupe, that usually leads to a not great Death Dupe, and you get like 25-ish. To have a legitimate chance at a run, not a legitimate chance, but a much easier chance at a run, we want to get that really, really good Death Dupe. Also, it would be easier to set up the Death Dupe if we had a replica, because we can die, hear the death audio, and use the replica. The encounter ends immediately. It's the same effect as using a healing item and stepping out of the encounter, and you always get the full 8 seconds. So I'm actually able to predict this first encounter is going to be 2 bunnies. The first one's going to hit me for 2. I think the second one is going to... Nope, no, this is one of the ones where I can get out. That doesn't always happen. So, if my movement is consistent, I can guess the encounters. I'll get a double dog. No, this is 3 bunnies. So, if I had... God, sorry. If I gotten the 2 bunny encounter, the first 2 bunny encounter, the first one hit me for 2, but the second one had hit me for 2 or missed, I would have gotten a double dog encounter in a specific spot, and I would have been able to predict it, because the RNG is actually manipulatable. That's a mouthful. You can manipulate the RNG in this game. However, you have so much freedom of movement, it's really hard to do after a point, especially with encounters. So I'm going to use this encounter, which is not a preferable encounter, to grind down my defense. This guy can do 3 to 4 damage, so we need to get down, or not defense, HP. We need to get down to a low amount here. And this is the, if we got a Hellhound, Hellhounds are the 8 agility enemy. Hellhounds are preferable because they're much faster, and their animation is faster, and they're more likely to hit you. These guys have 6 agility, I have like 5.5 right now, so they can still miss more often than not. Kinda sucks. 3. Alright, 3 please. Alright, 4 please. If he hits me for 4, I'm at 1. 4. Alright, so too far. 4 please. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now we're going to set up for this Death Dupe on this spirit. Conveniently enough, the encounter arena always ends right here. So I'm running in a circle now to increase my chance of getting to encounter, and we're going to start trying to go for the initiative glitch portion. Alright. there's a good chance that we don't get the right encounter, or an encounter at all. This is very RNG heavy, and it's now the major reset point of the run. Right?
Okay, I'm training defense. I'm sorry, guys. That's too good. And hopefully we get a bunny encounter now, because we're going to do an agility glitch. Perfect. So I'm definitely training. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not... Yeah. So what just happened there, I skipped my turn before the encounter completely loaded, because I'm faster than the enemy. I went to almost 9 agility. So, if you're faster than the enemies that you encounter, you can skip your turn before the encounter fully loads. What happens is the game thinks you moved from wherever your previous coordinates were to the current coordinates as if you moved as if you were in an encounter. So you get a bunch of experience, agility experience, as if you're in an encounter. So I was at 8 a little bit ago. I'm at 10 now. You get a bunch of experience this way. We can train agility much faster, and it makes it safer for later on in the run. Also, that may have been the best death dupe I've ever done. Like the best cloning I've ever done. That was really bad, actually. Let's see, 25, 45... That was 70 on the dot. That's the best I've ever done. Oh, another note, the reason I cast a spell at a particular time when the encounter starts is because it makes the enemy kind of teleport to you. It's this weird effect that happens, and it only happens when the enemy's faster than you. Don't really know why, it's just the game is weird. I don't mind if he hits me. And it actually is good for the ice guy, because if he's too far away, he'll just use heal instead of actually hitting us. Which is fine. But it gets us closer, it makes it easier. Like, if we got a solo dog, if, like, let's say he misses the first time, it means he has a second chance where he's closer and doesn't waste time, like, running forward and stuff. That was really good. So, if you notice, my agility is 14. I want to have 16 before we go in here, because that means we're faster than every enemy in there. We'll probably be either just 16 or just under it. And we're going to grind to 59 HP. So if I get an encounter down here, we should be good. Alright. I should let myself take that damage, because it's not a big deal. But yeah, I just have over 16, which means we're faster than even kobolds in here, which is the fastest enemy with 16. So after this, there's only like 2 more grinds we need to do. Hopefully we get an encounter that is a defense grind. But this is the old cloning, where we can get a max of 6, compared to the death dupe, where you can get a max of 96. Minor difference. Alright, there's a kobold. Okay, that's fine. And we destroy him. And we're going to use this to grind HP and defense. So we don't need to really grind HP and defense for the early game. We need to grind it for after, well, really for for Nock Castle and on. Because if we don't do this grind, Red Knights, if they get too close, they can kill us. Guilty can one-shot us. Or they, not by kill us, I mean they can one-shot us. So everything can, like, one attack kill us. The Red Rose Knights can, Guilty can, Bogus can, My Little Pony and Pinheads can. The amount of HP we're going to grind to should give us just enough HP to survive Pinheads, or make it sketchy, because we'll have about 160 HP, and they can roll, I think they can roll, if I have 160 HP, their max roll is like 162. Also to note, my defense has gone up with, 56 HP. My defense has now gone up enough that he should be doing 1 and 2 damage to me. So, the defense won't recalculate in an encounter unless you use an item or a spell that actually affects it specifically. So, I use defense up in this case, or spirit armor 2 in this case, which technically raises my defense, but once the spell wears off, the game will actually recalculate my defense, go, hey look, you leveled up in your defense, and now he'll do 1 and 2 damage, and no longer do 3. It's kind of nice. So we're getting really good luck right now. The more often he hits, the better. The faster this goes. Now we're gonna take like 2 more. Fine. And so we're good here. We'll have to do another little defense grind later on to get to 82. But that's a little later. And we'll have to do an agility grind to get to 45 or so. So the reason I am grinding... So I'm going to step out and grab an encounter. Even if I do this, this can still gold. That's how good this has been so far. So the coordinates of this area versus the beginning coordinates of Connor Forest are so far apart that we get a lot of agility. I was at like 19, I got 3 levels of agility. That's really great. If I had done this between like these encounters, I would have gotten like maybe 1, maybe. So, didn't get the, that should be like 2 levels. Yeah. So, there's something you can do whenever an encounter ends if you win the encounter. It's called the Victory Animation Cancel. There's a couple frame window where you can start to cast a spell. And if you get that, you can cast heal or something. The healing animation is faster than the whole victory jumping animation. Fun part about that is, if you do that, the overworld music doesn't load until the next time you get an encounter and leave the counter, so it's kind of funny. It's just completely quiet except for Brian running. I should be looking away because that'll lag like that. That's okay. But missed. So I'm using that because I need to do some MP training. I want to have 21 MP by the end of this run. By the time I get to Guilty. So I'm going to use spells like, in particular, Weaken All, which will hit all enemies. The more enemies that get hit by a spell, or the more often a spell hits, the more MP experience you get. We're going to absolutely annihilate Solvring. Just letting you know. He's gonna get destroyed. It's been a very, very, very good walk. Might even be a gold. Sometimes I'll use Rock Shower. It won't kill all of them. It'll kill the 2 bats, but it won't kill the big guy because he has 65 HP and it'll do like 30 damage or something. Alright. So I have 27. I have a little bit more agility than I normally would. Almost 3 levels. So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna use Ice Knife. Gonna do 66. We're gonna hit him with Water Pillar 3. Does a lot of damage. We're gonna hit him once more and he's gonna die. He got destroyed. Soul Ring went from being a really sketchy fight to being a joke. So I could have finished off Earth after the dupe, but the extra amount of damage you just get from water is ridiculous. Hey, Xiphus. Yes, indeed. 128. Pretty good run. Alright, so we're going to do a bit of an agility grind here. I'm going to grab an encounter here because it's pretty far away. Zelsa's room coordinates are really small, so we're going to get a bunch of agility from this encounter. And I'm very much faster than everything. And then we're going to go in and out the beginning of Connor Forest a bunch. But we're also going to do a clone on this spirit. Because why not? That's fine. We're going to grab an encounter here. So I have 30 now. We need to get to like 45 or so. So I don't need to match like that to skip my turn. I could literally press A once and never miss it. Yeah, so he can do the Windcutter too, or he can do like that, or he can do the Cyclone. Yeah, no, this is a solid run, solid start. So we're gonna go in and out like for almost 3 or 4 minutes, which kind of sucks, but whatever. This is the furthest we can get an encounter in here, so we're gonna run around this tree because it's a nice convenient spot to use. I'm gonna take hits and I'm gonna use Weaken All every single time. The dupe was the best dupe I've ever gotten. It was a 70 dupe. So we're just gonna go in and out a bunch. So if anyone needs to grab a drink and like can get it in 2 minutes, now's the time. I don't want to actually kill them because I don't want to waste time with the victory animation. Whatever. I was going to do a no defense grind run, but that dupe was so good. I really should be taking that damage so I can take less hits later on for grinding, so the more hits I take now, the faster the grinding will be later. But I don't want to go out of my way to take hits, like I don't want to spend an extra turn in encounter. But if it's gonna hit me, I should, take the hit. Except when that happens. Alright. So we're gonna go in, out, or out, in. So this will be the second to last time. We're gonna go out one more time after this, and then move on. Take this hit. Heal now, doesn't matter. Heal for so much. That's silly. So this will be 45? Yeah, this will be 45. I'm gonna go out 47, 49. So this is the same amount of grinding I would have had to do anyway. But I'm a bit higher up because I took that extra, I dipped out for some extra agility before I went and fought Soul Ring. So I'm actually a bit higher than I normally would be. I would be getting 45 here, but I already have 45. I keep forgetting to use Weaken All. It's fine. We have plenty of time, can make up for it, it's whatever. I want to use it in encounters that are like more really. So I have 47, this is going to put me at like 49. Really, really solid. I'm not going to have to do as many agility glitches. I want to get to like 56 before I do the clip in Call Hazard. I'm just gonna kill this, just because. So this is the victory animation cancel right there. And as you notice, no music. Just the sound of Brian running. I'm gonna pick this up though. But it'll reload. Music will come back to the next area. Hit it. Nice.
49 right now. Okay. This will one-shot the bats, but it won't kill the Mad Doll. I don't really... So I only killed the 6 bats because 6 is... You don't get that many encounters. A lot of enemies like that, so it's okay. You can also use that. Doesn't matter. I don't actually want to kill all of them because it's slow. But we will try to do that whenever there's like 4 more encounters. And I'm generally just going to skip my turn right now. So these guys, they can drop Spirit Light. The first enemy in the game that can drop the best healing item in the game. Spirit Light full heals you. 50 agility. I don't want to go overboard in the agility, so we're not going to do it all the time. Here. So this split is the big split where we're gonna lose time, so it's not a big deal if the split ends up red because this is like all the major grinding section, all the extra crap we have to do. These guys have like 90 some HP, so we're not going to kill them with Rock Shower. Rock Shower hits more often. Kind of use that more, but should have done that. There. Just a lot of walking to the next boss and then destroying them. One. Okay. We'll probably lose time on this split because my PB split was actually really good. This walk was really good. West Karma was really good. All Hazard was pretty good too. And the Zels fight was decent. Could have been better, but it still wasn't garbage. Okay, so I don't need to heal, but I want that little bit of MP training, because I'm going to make a save here for a Death Warp that we will use later. Time save for free by pressing L here, because it lags less. Hey there, Geo. And don't have to move to talk to her, which is great. So we're gonna have to come back to this boat after we beat Nepti, but I will just make the save here now. I'll run this way because it lags less. Silly little things. King Frog is a great enemy, yes. Alright, so... no, I'm not gonna do it. So these guys can drop replicas. I always forget to press hold and B. This is a weird spot where it's always gonna lag. Actually, no. I guess not. There's some corners where it doesn't matter what direction you're looking, even if the enemies are off screen, it lags. That's one of those corners that's kind of weird. But generally I want to look away. They drop replicas. Replicas are the item that always lets you out of the encounter, which is great. Not as useful as they used to be, but still nice to have. They would also let you set up a death dupe much easier. That was, I rolled my thumb wrong. Okay. That's an encounter I like. So if I hit down, left, up, that is
Drain Magic, which is what I accidentally cast there. What I want to be casting is Escape. That was my fault. I've gone a little overboard with some MP training, so I'm going to slow down a little bit unless there's 4 enemies right now. Yes, indeed. Drifting. Yes, indeed. Welcome back, dude. Well, if you are back, if you're still doing whatever you're doing. Also, I'm generally, when I have to heal, if I can avoid it, I'm not going to just heal and then cancel out of the heal animation by like pressing A or Z and like shaking his head, which is faster than watching the complete heal animation. Better yet, I'm going to try to slide into a door or talk to a person or open a chest. That's even faster and cancels out the end of the healing animation. We want to do that when we can. I had an encounter over here. Alright. If I have 18 agility by Zelf, I'm on pretty normal pace. Actually, I've probably not gone overboard in reality. Heal. These are the worst enemies because they use... No! I pressed A. They use Avalanche and it's really laggy. I accidentally pressed A when I was pressing and holding B. I wanted to use Escape, but I accidentally pressed that. Here's the last grind that we have to really do. Is a defense grind here on a Skelebat. We have to get to 82, and that's the end of any major grinding. We might have to do a very minor grind after Nepti, but that's like one extra rotation of going in and out of an area. Everything else is nothing like this. We're always going to have Confusion up because every time we take damage it gives us that much MP. We're always going to have Spirit Armor up because otherwise this is not a safe fight. So if you need to get a drink, now's a good time. 18. And it's semi-random how long these buffs will last. So hopefully they last a long time, but they can last really short as well, which sucks. Confusion is not playing nice right now. Come on. Okay, almost done. Nice. Two more levels. Probably could skip that one. One more level. Alright, please. No blood. Alright. We're at 82 now. We are done the defense grind. Apologize, not the most interesting part, but necessary evil. There's no encounters in this part, so there's one more thing, and then we're going to do the out of bounds, the battle arena clip. We're going to create a corner, really tight corner. We're going to walk into said corner. The game's going to not know how to handle it, and we're going to get pushed out of bounds. That's the short of it, at least. Just press buttons. We'll have 56 ability here. Alright, so this is a bit slower. I think I was out of bounds like now in my PB. I was definitely out of bounds like right now. Be a little bit slower. Oh. If we got in the encounter just a little bit later, we would have been in a good spot, but that's okay. We want the encounter here. We'll probably lose time now because, unlike the previous run, didn't get an encounter immediately after that. Not bad. Oh, didn't mean to. Yeah, it's whatever. Corner wasn't too. This might not. This isn't gonna work. Here. Too small. Also too small. Yeah, this is bad. We're gonna lose a lot of time with split. That's okay. There we go. And that's the clip. We walk into a corner that we create and we go out of bounds. We are a minute behind a PB, so we're gonna lose a bit of time. That's okay though. If the Zelf's fight goes faster though, we'd still be ahead, because the Zelf's fight was, I think it was like 5 turns. It can be 2 turns. Much, much faster. 2, 5. We'll be good on agility. I want to have 63 going into Blue Cave for the out of bounds. Probably lose time on the Nepti split just because of how good that out of bounds was. Actually, no, not true. The boss fight, or Nepti fight, wasn't great. And then we lost time on the Shield split anyway because we didn't get the right encounter before Nepti. So we want to have 84 agility going into Baragoon Tunnel. But coming into the Isle of Skye, we only have 67 agility. And there's 2 enemies that are faster than that. One of them at 70, one of them at 75. There's 2 enemies that are significantly slower than that. We want one of those 2 as an encounter. And that'll put us up to 72, about. And then we go back into Blue Cave, that'll put us up to 76-ish. And then when we go to the beginning of East Limeland, that'll get us to 81 or something. And then we just need to get to 84. I did have a really good Nepti fight the other day, yes. It's distinctly possible, but she has the smallest hitbox of all the bosses. So, while I can have rocks land near her, they won't necessarily hit her. Hey, White Hat. Yes, indeed. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. We're gonna dip over here for an agility glitch. We're gonna need a bunch of agility. Just a whole bunch. The time lost in this split's okay, because the gold split is unrealistic. As long as we don't lose a huge amount of time, we're okay. $59, yeah, we'll be plenty fine agility-wise. As long as we're about even, we'll be okay. Right. We'll go back in, and now we're in Normoon. Grab 1 spirit, not gonna grab anything else though. Yeah, that's true actually. My first submitted run was almost 3 hours, just over 3 hours I think. Or almost 3 hours rather. Like a 2:53 or something silly. Fence clip. Got it. We do want an immediate encounter. We're going to clone the spirit, though. Nice 5. Nice. The earlier this encounter we get, the little bit better, because it means we'll get more agility, but that's okay. Good. Alright. And now we just want to not have any encounters until Zeus. We'll be 63 fine. Actually, I will do this agility glitch. Just a little extra, it's fine. I'll be over 63. I'm getting all the encounters. But that's the nice thing about having all this extra agility, is that we get out of the encounters really fast. Except, you know, when that happens. Good, thank you for doing that. He can do homing missiles or defense weaken. And preferably weaken because he doesn't move and he just attacks right away. This is a pretty bad walk, but that's okay. Not too much. I could, but I don't want too much. Right. Alright, use this. Now he's gonna walk forward. And we'll get close enough to use Avalanche. And we can kill him here if we're lucky. But we're not lucky. Hit him once. Okay, he's butthead. Ooh. That's lucky. Not lucky. This is a bad fight now. Man. This is a terrible fight, in fact. Alright, he's dead. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay. Alright, and now we are on the Blue Cave. I couldn't remember if I used my mint leaves or not. That's okay. That happens, unfortunately, but the way it is. So we don't actually have to talk to whatever her name is. We can just go in and out, and that lowers the water. The trigger is the door, not talking to her. Pretty funny. And we're gonna pretty much skip all the spirits that are super out of the way. Like, even that one's a bit too far out of the way for my liking. Hopefully we will get an encounter right away. And if we do, we can set up for the out of bounds pretty immediately. I know exactly where I need to stand with 63 agility. I could do it with more, but I don't know the exact spot, so it would take too long. Hopefully... Oh, beautiful. Couldn't have gone much better than that. Alright, well. Okay. Now we set up, and it's going to be right about there. Actually might not be good enough. No, this will work. That is beautiful. Come on, there we go. That was a ridiculous out of bounds. That was an immediate counter. That is the absolute best encounter, like quickness wise. Unfortunately, escape didn't work right away, so it wasn't as good as it could be, but that's just silly. That is silly. Kind of. We'll make up for the bad Zealous fight if we have a good Nepti fight with this split. Don't want an encounter, but I might be too... Nope. Alright, so... I changed the way I walked this a little while ago. I used to go to the beginning of Blue Maze. Now this angle that I use should take me just to the end of Blue Maze. So unfortunately, we have another bit of a walk. So if you need to go get a drink or go pee or what have you, now's a good time. If you need to look at Twitter or Discord or whatever. Take some drinks. And I should start seeing the end of Blue Cave soon, or the Blue Maze. Like, just appear. I may have passed it. We're just about there, I think. I may have passed it with this angle. Little safe. Oh no, there it is. Yep, right down there. Make this a bit wider, or a bit more northward than I usually do. Just fine. I know where I am. This is gonna put me... this should put me right towards I should see the big curve right around the end. Just a little bit. Not, I can just turn east and I'll probably... There it is. And we are going to dip for an encounter real quick. We do want a bunch of agility for free. Counter. 67. I'll have about 68 agility. And hopefully, I will get the right encounter. But you need to praise some RNG. Could I get some, praise RNG? Or plus RNG, or whatever the emote is. I can never remember. Can I get some RNG emotes, whatever you have? Toss them up for me. I need the good RNG. Good luck. I am gonna grab this MP item. I do skip the one in Normoon. We want a Termant or a Thundergel. Termant or Thundergel. One of the two. And if we get both, we're unlucky. Thundergel is just Thundergels. Yes! Okay. So I have 72 agility, which is awesome. Now I'm faster than everything but the fish sticks, and what this also means is I don't have to double dip in, oops, actually I skipped my turn there. Doesn't matter. Okay. Slow, but okay, whatever. I'll take it. I'll take that little bit of just slowness for the fact that I got the raid encounter. That's fantastic. What this means is I don't have to do any extra grinding, so we'll almost certainly save time on the next split. Pretty much for free. Just because I got lucky. Alright. Nefty. Terrible boss. Magic barrier. Good. Right. 1, 2. Okay, 2's good. I'll take 2. Good. 3, 4, 5. She's dead. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. Okay. I don't mind one encounter here as long as there's a fish stick. Okay, fish stick would actually do a bit more damage, but that's fine. So I'm gonna have like 76, 77, and I'm not gonna come back out. I'm gonna die here. I was in for the sub 150 dreams. I was in for the sub 2 dreams. I remember when this run, the only out of bounds was a oil hole. A pretty different run now. So we're gonna do an agility glitch and then die. Hopefully we get a Scarecrow, because he's gonna do the most damage, but it doesn't matter. Convenient. Now we're gonna sit here. And the bonus to this is that we're gonna actually grind a little bit of defense and HP, which is super convenient. Now, we want another single Scarecrow encounter when we get into East Limeland to go out of bounds on. 76. So this is gonna be touchy with how much agility I get. It's gonna be a bit touchy. That's okay. This will put me probably at like 80. I want 84, so this is still a bit sketchy. So in reality, I probably shouldn't even do this out of bounds, but if I get the right encounter, I'm gonna try it. This is not the right encounter, but that's okay. He's not terrible. He's not a particularly slow encounter. He walks slow, but it's not that bad. Okay, he does attack. I'll use that attack because it hits 5 times. I want a single Scarecrow. Even if I get multiple Scarecrows, that's also fine, but single is very preferable. If I don't get it, it's also okay. I'm going to have to pretty much agility glitch every encounter. They need the ability pretty bad. At least until I get 84. And if we get over to that spot over there, we can do it on a, we can go out of bounds on the Wyvern instead. Which is just as good. So there's a Scarecrow, but we're not near any walls, so we wouldn't want to do this anyway. We need to be against that wall behind them. Wyvern is significantly easier to go out of bounds on because they just move a lot faster. So if we get a solo Wyvern here, we're in a good spot. A lot of Cry Shells today, but that's okay. Not gonna be not that bad whatsoever. No out of bounds here is a little disappointing, but it's not a big deal because we can make up. At this point, I don't think it's worth doing an out of bounds on the guy. I would have done it on a Wyvern, but they're a bit too slow for it to be worthwhile. But now I'm just getting a bajillion encounters. I'm not even gonna risk it. Just keep going. Plus, we really kind of need to be at 84. If we're at 83, we're not in a good spot. This will be close. I do want an encounter like over here in this far side. Nice. I'm gonna take this turn nice and wide for an encounter. And we want to get another encounter. Nah, well, this is fine. Do this. We want one more encounter over, like, here. I will waste a little bit of time just to get it. Hopefully this will be enough, but it might not be. It's not quite enough, so if we get a ghost, we're in a really bad spot, agility-wise. It's a bit sketchy. Deal. Ghosts have 84 agility, that's why we want 84. But there's a lot of other encounters that we could get that aren't ghosts, but who knows. I could skip these spirits, but I like to grab them. It is a bit of a waste of time, but that's okay. Probably should skip them in all honesty, but you know, hard to say. They're essentially one level, but we'll see. Alright, so we might get screwed here. No ghost, no ghost, no ghost, no ghost! Oh, no ghost. Alright, so agility glitch. These guys hit really hard. Now we have like 87. We'll have like 91 come the end of this area. 83%. We're pretty good NP training wise. Probably not do anything unless there's 3 more enemies for a little while. Okay, so this is the first clip that Squid found using just a pre-existing area in the map. He found it, actually, there's a spot that exists in Bogus's room that you can clip into by walking into a corner, but there also exists this, which is a super convenient spot for it to exist. So we're going to go out of bounds, or by walking into a corner that exists into the game. Favorite out of bounds. We'll probably get one more encounter, yeah. Usually happens. We're going to walk into this corner over here. Walk, not run. There we go, and it pushes us out of bounds. Definitely my favorite out of bounds, because it just exists in the game where you can walk out of bounds. So I'm going to skip going down and dropping over. This is a slight route change to this out of bounds that I thought about. We can still see where we need to go, but it's a little, it just saves like 15-20 seconds or something. Go. So there's that. There we are. As you can see, where this is where we would be anyway if we dropped down to height so we could see. And I'm gonna run east until I hit a wall. I'll know to hit a wall because I'll zoom in. Brian will zoom in towards the camera. Run north just a little bit until I can go east again, and then run east and a little bit southeast so I know I'm along the wall, and I will drop down to a height where I can see stuff. Oh, there it is. Alright, now I'm gonna use the dust cloud to let me know I can run east. Be about now. And then use this, and you can see the compass turning. I'm holding forward. So that's me running along the wall and it's turning me. I should drop down there. And we can continue on. Pick that spirit up and then just run east along this. That out of bounds is... I love it. And so, fun fact, we're not going to fight Shelf. We're going to completely skip her. We don't need to fight her. She does nothing but exist. Doesn't block anything. You can go around her, you can move on. We're going to do the same thing with Fargo, too. Even though he drops an item that you're supposed to get, you don't need it. It doesn't unlock anything of value. Technically, it unlocks a backtracking to go to Call Hazard, but, like, we're not backtracking. I don't care. So I'm gonna grab an encounter here for agility because I need it. Pretty bad. This is probably at like 91, I think. Good. Okay. Now we're just gonna run by Shelf. We're not even gonna see her. And just move on. Even without an out of bounds, it's about the same time. That's a shame. We could have saved time if we had gotten an out of bounds, but I guess that out of bounds was really good in my PB a little bit ago. That's fine. Like, not losing time on the split is more. Not losing a huge amount of time on the split is more important. We'll lose a little bit of time, just a little bit, 3 or 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds. That's whatever. 6 seconds is not the end of the world. There's a minute to save here. We get a good... I think they're faster than me. Don't remember. Yeah, they're faster than me. That's okay. As long as I get to 92 agility, which I will, we'll be okay. So we're probably going to end up at about... I think we're going to end up with 159 HP. So this is going to be sketchy if we get a pinhead encounter. Really slow cast. That's rude. Silencing me. But I can't cast any spells. Nothing I can do about that. And so this is, since we have so much agility, we can't really do a battle arena clip. Or at least I haven't found a good setup for one yet. But we can do the old compression out of bounds, which uses a spell called compression, which shrinks an enemy, which we would have seen if we got in the raid encounter in Eastland. We have 92. We're faster than everything we need to be faster than. 95 is all the amount of agility we want to get, but 92 just means we're faster than all this crap. Waste a little bit of time here for this. Okay, so we're gonna do this encounter. We'll be good. That's a little bit of a waste of time, but it's kind of a necessary evil. Otherwise, we have to do it a bit later on. Always seem to get into an encounter here. So we want a Magma Fish first encounter. Less is better. But as long as we get a Magma Fish, it's okay. Cool. That was really dumb to do, but whatever. Keep doing that. Not the spell I want to cast, but whatever. Hey look, 21. Okay, that's what I want to cast. Now we push him out of the way. When he gets back to normal size, he's gonna push me out of bounds. Unfortunately, we got the max compression. Look at that, we're out of bounds now. Not the worst thing in the world to get the long-lasting compression, but when we're able to set it up in one turn, waste time. It can last 2 turns, or it can last like 5 turns. That lasted all 5 turns. Get a little quick. Alright, so this is another long walk. Unfortunately. The last out of bounds. That's the compression out of bounds. Used to be we had to do that for all the out of bounds. And, sorry. Minute 10, so we'll say 6:20. But we're probably gonna lose. We'll be even. Actually, we're not gonna lose, or we probably won't gain much time if we do gain time. First encounter that we used to use compression on was the Wyvern. Gigantic, moves a lot, really easy to set up. And then we did it in Blue Cave, and we did it on the Scorpions, and they are a gigantic pain in the ass. So like depending on the enemy, there's kind of a big angle that you can stand between them and the wall. The Scorpion's angle is tiny. It's almost like you have to be perpendicular between them and like the wall, and it has to be really flat wall. So that used to be really painful. Beargun out of bounds is easy, and this out of bounds, the compression out of bounds is quite easy as well, because the magma fish are predictable. The other part of the Scorpion AI in Blue Cave is that their AI is garbage. Sometimes they'll do the long range attack, sometimes they'll walk forward, sometimes they won't. It's really hard to get them to consistently move the way you wanted them to. So I should be dropping into an encounter shortly. 5 something, so anytime now. I unfortunately missed a certain point. Rocky. Rockies are slow, so this wastes time. We'll probably actually be even. Their attack is slow, they walk slow, and they're just a dumb enemy in general. But yeah, there's Fargo off the left. We could fight him from out of bounds. He wouldn't be able to hit us with his short range, which is pretty great. We're just gonna leave. Alright, so we're gonna be pretty much even. No, that's kind of disappointing. Bones is decent, but I guess I grind a little much. Right. Pop up. Anytime now. Go. Lost 7 seconds, which isn't great, but not the end of the world. We're gonna grab a bunch of stuff, do 3 more clones, and then run on to Guilty. So we grab a couple items, boots, which we don't really need to grab anymore, but I do out of habit. Alright, thanks for stopping by, Xiphus. Have a good night. We grab an HP item, an MP item, and also this replica. Replica is basically a safety item. It's an auto escape from encounters. We don't need it as much anymore, but if you still get into a bad encounter in Mammon's World, it's incredibly useful. Mostly pinheads in a spot where you would die if you had to take a second turn. And there are a couple of spots like that, mostly 2. Also, to note the beginning of the game being rushed out, there's a spot right here. There are encounters here, but running along this wall, encounters don't happen. So, there are technically encounters in this little area. We're not going to ever see them unless I'm bad. I'm going to clone these 3 spirits. We're going to go beat up Guilty. I want to get to 48. The way levels work, so let's say for Earth. For every level on Earth is obviously 1 level on Earth, but the adjacent spells, every 8th adjacent spell, so every 8, so 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, every one of those is like an additional level on Earth, so that's why we only get to 48, we don't care about 50. For the opposite spell, in the case Wind, it's every 16. Alright, that's fine. 50, 50, 50 looks nice, and 1. So we'll end this run with like 11 in Wind, because I think Guilty will give us 6, and Bogus will give us 4? Or it might be 5 and 4, we might end up with 10. It's 10 or 11. Alright, so there are encounters here too, but walking along this wall, no encounters. And we're gonna do 1 agility glitch when we get into here. It's gonna put us at probably like 98 or something, because I didn't have all that much agility. Find out when I get the encounter. So this is another guy, the reason we train up our HP, because they could one-shot us. Oh, I have 100 exactly. That's good, actually. 100 means I can set up where I want to set up for Guilty. And now we have this long walk with this really good music. And hopefully not many encounters. I already have 21 MP, so I don't need to do any kind of extra grinding or anything. Now it's up to Magic Barrier and Avalanche to play nice. Pick up this MP item. This is a Mint Leaves. Oh, it's a Dragon Potion. The next one's Mint Leaves. And backwards. Alright. 2 more rooms before Guilty. Another room that we have to run around. And there's no encounters here, so it's just moving as quickly as we can around. And this last little spiral up to Guilty. So we probably could go out of bounds here, but unfortunately doors don't activate from out of bounds, so it wouldn't be worth it. Also, I'm pretty sure these guys can't go out of bounds. Some enemies that are like flying and stuff will just ignore walls and go out of bounds. I'm pretty sure because these guys walk, they actually can't get out of bounds, but I don't know. I think they can't get out of bounds. I never played around with it, to be honest, and it probably wouldn't be worth. Because the end of this area is almost is very close to the beginning of this little spiral up. And unfortunately, each of these rooms are unique, so even if I went out of bounds, like, I'd have to go back in bounds, go in, do the next room. There's no way to just skip to, like, Guilty or skip Guilty entirely. This is actually garbage RNG right there. Getting 3 encounters really quickly sucks. But this is back to, like, a normal walk up there. It was a really good walk up until those last 4 encounters. But that's okay. Alright, so I want to set up on a spot right there. Please don't walk, please don't walk, please don't walk. Alright, good. I'm not in the right spot, but sometimes he won't walk. Too close. 2, 3. Four. Fine. Five, 6. Okay. Good. Seven, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Fine, that happens. I'm playing it safe, not going for it. Ow, that's bad. This went from a pretty good fight to terrible. Come on, need you to die. 15. I'm gonna go for it. 16, 17. got lucky. Let's go again. I think he's dead. Oh, not great. Okay. Didn't lose time on the split. Well, I didn't. Not negative. Let's put it that way. We could save a bunch of time on this split. By a bunch, I mean a minute and change. Nice. He's just gonna walk forward and use agility. The whole reason for the amount of agility we have is to skip those encounters, but unfortunately you can still get them where you can't get out of them immediately. Which sucks. I am gonna grab this MP item, just I don't need to. It's like, it's 10 seconds. Won't need to, because I only use 2 MP items on DLT. I use 3. Either way, it doesn't matter. If I'd used 4, I absolutely would have had to use it, and I didn't use 4. Alright, so now we're going on to Bogus, the man, the myth, the butthead. We're gonna grab 2 MP items. Here. And here. Eventually. And then 1 in here. Probably skip one of those. Probably could skip that one, actually, but... Alright, so we come all this way because the L-Tail book got stolen. Famous book with all the magic in the world and stuff. Our dad went after it. We're a 10-year-old kid. Our dad's been gone for a month. Obviously, we're worried. We're gonna catch up to him in this room. And he got his butt handed to him. Also my chest. He got his butt handed to him, and we're just gonna leave him there. So if you got an FFZ, can I see some hi dads, bye dads? Hi dad, bye dad. Or... Alright, that was great. No encounter there is great. Alright. Good. Good. Fine, I wanted to walk. Good, walk to me, walk to me, walk to me. So if rocks fall off the side, they lag. 1, I could 3. Walk to me. There you go. I wanted to walk away from the edge. That's what I'm talking about. 4, 5, alright. At least I'm hitting him. Carefully walks. So I'm always moving away from him because I want to be in the center of like the ring that rocks will drop me. Or drop around me. 8. Alright, not gonna go for it. Okay, that's fine. He is, like, he doesn't have much life left. One more time, he's gonna walk. He's dead. That was a really good fight. Could have been better, but still really good. And that's right. Right. So I have 159 HP. No encounters. Please, no encounters.
That could have been a sub 4 Bogus if I had good avalanche rolls, because that was a very quick walk to him, which was great. So you have to talk to her, because Shannon actually gives you the L-Tail book. Thank you. So, let's take bets on how many encounters. So, everyone give your guesses on how many encounters I'm going to get. Three, Bowie. Alright. Drifting's gonna lean over and be like 12. So I had 3 encounters last time. 42069. Pretty good number. I could go with that many encounters, it's alright. Now we just have a long walk and a couple of rooms with encounters. 3 rooms where there's a pretty good chance I get an encounter, and 2 rooms where I shouldn't get an encounter. Also, the first room I can technically get encounters, but if you do, it means you moved horribly. Okay. So the 131 that I got the other day, I had 6 encounters. The 130 was 3 or 4, or no, it was like 4 encounters, and the 128 was 3 encounters. Yeah. 0 encounters would be baller. That means I could get a 7-20 split or so. Technically, I could get a sub 7 split, but that would be like 0 encounters. Every avalanche hits more than 4 times. So this is the first room where I can get an encounter. Oh! Okay. These guys are annoying, but fine. Dream is not dead, but... Dream is dead when I die. They have to... pinheads have to roll, like, perfectly. This is the second room where I can definitely get an encounter. Alright, Spriggans are barely an encounter. They punch me for like 20 damage or silence me for nothing. That's barely an encounter. I'm completely okay with that encounter. Judgment is another encounter I'm completely okay with because I'm faster than them. Alright, Spriggan, fine. I'm going to actually use a replica here. I can just get to the door. So that's like 3 encounters total. Both of those are barely encounters. This is the last area that I can really get into an encounter. Please. Okay, good. He rolled low. I don't think I have any more healing items. If I do, I have 1 honey bread, but I don't want to go back for it. Alright, it's fine. Rude. Fine. So I shouldn't see any more encounters. That's not great. There's this room and another room that looks exactly... It's the same room. But if I run along this wall like this, I will get an encounter. You can get unlucky with this. I'm just gonna... go for it. If he hits me, it's whatever. It's gonna be worth it. Okay. It is a-okay. You really shouldn't get an encounter there, it's just bad luck. Okay, Lovitz. It is a-okay. I can still save time on the Mammon, as long as I have a really good fight. Sub 8 Mammon is pretty not that bad. Hey, Kirk.
Yeah! That's okay. What was that? It was, what, 6 encounters now or something? 6 encounters? That's okay. Like, I won't be terribly upset if this run ends up not being PB, because I still got a 128, which is ridiculous. But, like, 7? Ugh. But there's, like, Guilty I can save time on. Fargo, Bogus, not so much. Fargo, kinda. Shilf, definitely. Nepti, not so much. That was really good. Zels, there's time to save. Solvering, not so much. Death Dupe, a little bit. Hey, Epona, bye, Epona. Epona, is the person who locked away Mammon 1,000 years ago. She was not strong enough to defeat him, or destroy him, but, like, just lock him. Alright, so this is the last room of encounters. Shouldn't get into an encounter. I say that, shouldn't. But we'll see. This is the last spot. Okay. If I get into an encounter here, I'm bad. Alright, 7 encounters. Ugh. That was, not a pretty Mammon's World. Not pretty. Alright. Oop. Fine. Okay. Oh, this is not gonna be a 7. This is gonna be tough. Probably gonna lose time with the split. But we can still PB? Right. Good. Four. That was like 6, but we'll say 4. If you could not do Flame Wall, that'd be great. Alright, so I need to stand in where I'm standing right now. That's 8, but probably 12. Okay. Alright, that's not okay. Alright, we're just gonna go from it from here. He's dead. Oh my god. Thank you, everyone. Hobo, Lavitz, Bowie, Iphysis, Pijpon. Lavitz, I think I said you already, yeah. Hey, Kirk. Alright. I think sub 128 isn't that unreasonable. I think a 125 is going to be a really, really good run. Oh, what the fuck? The fuck? 120 isn't going to be possible unless I do no defense grinding. I'm not going to do no defense grinding until I get like a 125, or someone asked me to do it. Oh, this is also the best death dupe I've ever gotten. It was 70. That was stupid. Okay, though. Fine. I got lucky, Kirk. I mean, I got lucky. It's hard to be consistent when it's like, oh, I hope I get the right encounter. I mean, I'm getting I'm getting consistent getting it on the right side because I go to exactly on top of the spirit and pretty much turn around and go back. So I'm not going past the spirit. I'm always going towards the spirit and then back towards the corner, towards the spirit, back towards the corner. So if I do get an encounter, it's always going to be on that side, makes it more likely to get the God dupe. Yeah. Alright. Hey Mungo, thank you for the luck. Oh, I can't believe it. What are you talking about, Bowie? Sorry. What did you lose 35 minutes to? Oh. Ah, that sucks, dude. Sorry to hear that. Also, Bowie, I'm gonna go to RPG Limit Break whether or not I get any runs in, just so you know. Thank you again, Hobo. I don't even know what to do. Like, that's insane. But 128 is very beatable. This is a good time, but it's very beatable. Because I lost almost 2 minutes on the Zell split. That can be faster. The Nepti split was probably as close to good as it's gonna get. Chill split, there's another minute there. Fargo, there's a minute. Guilty, I think there's now a minute there. Bogus, that was actually pretty good. So there's probably just a little bit of time there. And Mammon, that was 8:47 is not good. It should have been way faster. Hey dude, I look forward to meeting you there in person. Let's go, I don't know, let's go raid someone, because I need to, like... Can't believe it. Let's go do something cool. Not really doing anything great. So how about this? What do you guys want to see? Super Mario World? Pokemon Stadium? Or Mystical Ninja? Depending on where I send you. Betting Mystical Ninja. Whatever, I'll just send you somewhere. Let's just do Super Mario World. I'm gonna go raid Stu. Cool dude. Just spam 128. That's all I want to see. I want to see 128 take up his chat. So, thank you guys for watching. I will be back tomorrow. I will be doing more of this, hopefully getting a better time. Man, I don't know. Like, this is crazy. Two 120. Okay. 2 128. That's what it's gonna be. So yeah. Or maybe make it 2x 128. How about that? So 2x 128.